curfew from 9 p.m. The rules don't kick in until midnight, but I'm asking people to observe that curfew from 9 p.m. tonight. From 11:59 p.m. this evening, all of these changes will become effective. The curfew, obviously, because it's at 9 p.m, we'd ask people to observe that from 9 p.m, even though it doesn't come into legal effect until just before midnight tonight. That is on direct advice from the Chief Health Officer, and he'll be the next to speak, and he can explain to you why he's provided that advice and more. Exercise is just that. It's not an opportunity for 7 families to catch up in the park. It's exercise. So it's you and one other person from your household or dependents. So Kath and I can go for a walk. If our kids were younger, we could take our kids with us. It's not Kath and I going for a walk and then 5 other families all catching up in the park and having a picnic. It's not. There'll be a time for that, but it's not now, because we are running alongside this virus at best. We are not out in front of it. We are not seeing these numbers come down, and we are at a very, very delicate point in this outbreak. There will be no removal of masks to consume alcohol outdoors. So you will no longer be able to remove your mask to drink a cocktail at a pop-up beer garden on a footpath as part of a pub crawl. The VCGLR and I understand Victoria Police are looking at what occurred over the weekend at a number of licensed venues. There's been reviews conducted into the terms of those licences and whether any of those licence holders have done the wrong thing. Again, that makes you angry, but why am I angry about that? Because it devalues the work that thousands of publicans and restaurant owners and bar owners, the good work that they're doing, diligently following COVID-safe protocols, providing takeaway. Take away, not hang around and turn the footpath into a pub. Pubs are shut for a reason. It's not safe for them to be open. It's as simple as that. So often, the poor behaviour, the poor choices of a small number of people, they just devalue all the amazing work that so many more are doing. And I want to give a shout out to our hospo industry, who have done it very tough these last 18 months, and know and understand that we know as a community that the vast majority of people in that industry are doing the right thing. I just again appeal to everybody across that industry to do the right thing and to make the right choices. But in any event, there'll be no more drinking alcohol with your mask off in those circumstances. That will simply not be permitted. Playgrounds, basketball courts, skate parks and exercise equipment, despite the fact that it's outdoors, will be closed from 11:59 p.m. tonight. This spreads amongst kids, and we just can't have those potential transmission sites open. Religious broadcasts, they'll be further limited. Same crew. You can't have a revolving crew every week. It's got to be the same people who produce those broadcasts, as important as they are, each and every time. Permits for authorised work will come back, not from tonight, but there'll be a little bit of leeway so that we can move to that system, but that's from 11:59 p.m. tomorrow night. So if you're an authorised worker, you'll need a permit, just as you did last year. Also, if you, for the purposes of higher education, if you're an authorised student, as it were, for the purposes of attending, some students need to attend their tertiary institution, then you would need a permit. We've done this before. We know it's challenging, but we will do it again because we have to limit the number of people who are moving around, many of whom who are choosing to go to work when they don't need to go to work. They can work from home and they must work from home. That's the position that we find ourselves in, as difficult, as challenging as that is. The construction sector, large projects will be reduced to 25%. Smaller projects will have a maximum of 5 workers. There will be additional restrictions in relation to movement between sites where trades work multiple sites. I won't go through all the detail of that. The sector will be briefed and there'll be a lot of hard work going over the course of the afternoon to make sure that everybody across that sector knows and understands what those changes mean. Again, they've done it before and they'll do it again, and it will be effective again, just as it was last time. Beyond that, can I also just make a couple of comments before I ask Brett to speak to his advice. All of these measures and more, and you've got them with you, and we'll have further information provided for your bulletins and for broadcast later in the day. These are not decisions that are made lightly. To put a curfew on, you only do that following advice, but we've got to limit movement.